Hey guys, back with another video. Today we're talking again about the bull case on Coinbase, and I think there's a lot of fear in the market. Coinbase is getting absolutely destroyed, and the valuation, I believe it's around $9 billion, which is crazy considering they have over $5 billion in just cash, and they also have some crypto on top of that. But so really the first thing I want to is compare them to Binance, their biggest competitor. Now, again, after the FTX collapse, there's a lot of focus on these companies' balance sheets and if they're solvent and how much cash they have. Now, CZ, the CEO of Binance, appeared on CNBC, and he's getting a lot of criticism, I think rightfully so, because they did do a lot of hardball questions. They were coming at him pretty hard, probably harder than anyone has been coming after Sam Bankman-Fried in any of his interviews. So I think it was a little unfair when you look at it from that perspective, but he was not answering the questions very transparently. He was saying, yes, we're fine with cash. Binance is okay. Binance is fine financially. Using these very general terms, not giving any specifics on, their net assets, their net cash. Definitely didn't say anything about their net cash. We know for a fact that Coinbase has, as I said, over $5 billion in cash. The fact that CZ is not willing to share how much net cash Binance has is concerning, I think. We also know that Coinbase has existed for much longer than Binance. I think Coinbase has been around since at least 2013, maybe even earlier. They've experienced the ups and downs. I believe, they've experienced the ups and downs. Also, Coinbase is obviously a public company, so they go through much more stringent audits as well as regulations than Binance. Binance has changed its, where it's based out of many times, which is also concerning. Similar to FTX being based out of the Bahamas, where there's less regulatory oversight. Coinbase is based out of one of the most, where there is lots of regulatory oversight, and they are, as I said, a public company. And this, I think, is also important when you consider cryptos being labeled a security and being regulated as securities. I think the fact that the SEC allowed Coinbase to go public makes it less likely for them to be very aggressive and punish Coinbase for listing unregistered securities. It doesn't make sense for the SEC to come after them for listing unregistered securities when they allowed Coinbase to go public in the first place. So that would be a huge inconsistency in their managing of regulation if they very aggressively come after Coinbase for listing unregistered securities when they allowed them to go public in the first place. So I think that's one point for the bulls, and because really that's the largest risk probably for Coinbase, is the SEC coming after cryptos as unregistered securities. And I also want to bring up USD coin, which is also another huge advantage for Coinbase. Yes, Binance has BUSD, but I don't think it's anywhere near as trusted, rightfully so, for some of the reasons I just mentioned. And we've seen that USDC is working closely, with U.S. regulators. Circle has been working very closely with the U.S. regulators. And USDC's market cap has been approaching Tether's market cap. And, it was really on the trajectory to be the largest stable coin out there. And it's really turning into, as I said in a previous video, a money tree for Coinbase, just where they can earn interest on the backed assets for USD coin. So, and if interest rates continue to rise, it's going to actually make Coinbase more money unlike lots of other businesses where interest rates rising is only a negative thing. So these are some of the major reasons why I think Coinbase is positioned very well, at least when relative to other crypto exchanges. And when you look at its valuation of around $9 billion, you see that it has over $5 billion in cash. You also see that, I believe it was in 2021, where they their net income was something like $3 billion. So really, $9 billion is just insanely cheap. I think it's really being priced like crypto is done and they're going to go out of business at some point. At least that's being priced in as a large possibility, despite the fact, as I said, they have over $5 billion in cash. So then you compare them to banks. You know, banks are valued around like $200-300 billion, some of the large banks. Coinbase, as I said, $9 billion. The upside is massive. I think the downside is way overblown at this point. So, yes, I continue to buy. None of my videos are financial advice. I'm just sharing my thoughts, what I'm doing. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe. See you next video.